Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Dr. Prodigal thinking again. Another early morning musing. This time it's about the blood. I'm really thinking of some things, and I'm in meditation. I was wondering where in the Bible is the first mention, pretty much, of blood. Well, it actually was in the book of Genesis at the fall. Here we are, that God bought them animal skins. I'm sure that at that time animals weren't like snakes, so they could just shed a skin and grow another one. But God bought them animal skins for them to cover their nakedness, since now they knew that they were naked. The next instance that blood is mentioned within the book of Genesis is in the 4th chapter. Or you may say, oh, it doesn't say blood. Well, believe it or not, there are times when you cannot read the Bible and take it literally because it's so full of so much metaphors, similes, and different things, different items that are used to symbolize other things. So you have to ask the Holy Spirit to guide you. But now we'll go back into the 4th chapter of Genesis. Here we are that Cain and Abel. And this is actually, you think about it, the first tithe that's recognized from after the fall, even before Melchizedek. And why is this? Because we have the first mention of time in this chapter as well. It said, well, Abel bought the firstlings of his flock. And in the process of time, Cain bought an offering. So it's telling me that if you think that you're tithing and you're giving an offering, or you're giving an offering in place of the tithe, your offering is really not that good until you tithe. Yes, you can give an offering, but if you don't tithe, you don't have the covenant. And I'm not saying that it's a thing that, we're going to beat people down, but let's go back to the blood. And I'll do something very soon on tithing and the wondrous thing of the revelation of the tithe. But as we look at the blood, here it is, I began to ponder. Leviticus 17:11, I believe it is, that states that the life is in the blood. So I'm thinking, in the Garden of Eden, where was the blood? Nothing died. Nothing was bleeding. There was plenty of life. So now we have another aspect of life. It's called glory then. So I submit that in the Garden of Eden, in that body that God made and breathed into it, there was no blood. There was glory. Okay, you say, well, Doc, you done lost your mind. No, nothing. Let's reason. Come, let us reason together. Nowhere did it say that Adam bled at all, ever. God did tell Eve that she would have pain in childbirth. So as we look at childbirth, the fetus that's in the mother's womb has the blood of the father. Here we go. So he has the blood type and the blood of the father. Now we have some things that really make sense. Okay. So when I was in my mother's womb, my blood never transferred to the mother. Her nutrients transferred to me, but my blood never transferred to her. It never filtered through her organs or anything else. My blood went through the organs that were developing me. And it came from the father. That's why we have paternity tests. Yet, I'm not saying that, women are obsolete, because in order for you to be a Jew, you had to be born of a Jewish mother. So let's go back to the blood again. And I'm thinking, how is this so? I did something before on why Satan could not ask for us anymore, because the blood was sprinkled on the mercy seat in heaven. Now I really got to thinking and saying, wow, what was this blood? So in the Garden of Eden, Adam has all of this glory going through his veins. He has glory. But the moment that he falls, that he tastes of the fruit, he dies. So now we have a need for blood, because there's no need for blood unless something must stay alive in order to die. Now you're probably thinking, yeah, he done lost his mind. He way out there deep. No, he had glory through his veins until he died. Well, Let's look at another scenario. Life is in the blood, but yet blood must be shed for the remission of sins. So if there were no sin in the Garden of Eden up until the transgression and the fall, then guess what? There was really no need for blood to be shed. Since there wasn't a need for blood to be shed in the natural realm at this moment, we still had the lamb slain before the foundation of the world in the spiritual realm. There was blood shed there, but no blood was yet shed on the earth. Now here we have the fall. Now there's something with blood. Blood. But then let's fast forward a few thousand years, 4,000 years, we're going to fast forward. Here's Jesus Christ. He's raised from the dead. He's ready to ascend. And he tells Mary, don't touch me yet. I have not yet ascended. Why? Because he had to make a transfer. He had to place that blood on the mercy seat and receive the glory in his veins again. So now he's replaced the blood that has life but also death with glory, that there is no death and is all life. So he comes back. Thomas puts his hand in his wound and he says, yeah, just do this, Thomas. Thomas has no blood on his hands. None. Because the only thing that he could even feel, if God allowed him, would be the glory. And I don't even recall where Thomas really felt anything other than just the power of Christ, because he dropped down on his feet. My Lord and my God. So we have to take careful consideration on the blood. The blood, the blood, the blood. Without the blood, there's no life. So what happens to us when we come to the Lord? His blood becomes our blood. So that means his glory becomes our glory. But yet, even with that glory living within us and able to do things through us in the person of the Holy Spirit. Notice I said the person, not the it of the Holy Spirit, but the person of the Holy Spirit. So now with that, we still have to have our blood in our body, because it is appointed unto man once to die. So once the blood stops moving through our veins, this body dies. But yet the glory within the body through the Spirit of Christ, the sacrifice of Christ, will live on. And the glory will now take over our veins in that new and glorified body, just like Christ had. That new and glorified body, I'm willing to say with all certainty, there is no blood in it. None. No blood in the new and glorified body, but nothing but the glory of God coming through the veins, the capillaries, the arteries of that new body. So what are we saying about the blood? Since the life is in the blood, really the only blood I'm really worried about right now is the blood of Christ. That's the blood that will wash away all my sin and make me a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. So let's just concentrate on the blood, but let's also dwell in the glory that's within us. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.